its issue. The third one is open to new ideas. And then number 4, we have to listen, respect each other, and be objective, not personal. And number 5, we identify the options and alternatives. And number 6, we come up with consensus and of course a smile. That is our signature. The second one is, our question is approach to the heated exchanges. Set the guidelines, assertive versus aggressiveness. And the third one is diplomatic discussion. And that is the 8 teamwork. Thank you.
Alright, for our group, like I said, what might be done to improve communication? Of course, we already know about it, finding the root cause of the problem. And of course, during the discussion, we kind of like remind the members to be kind of professional in the way they're dealing towards other people, and of course to the fellow members. And for the next one, we also kind of do like, also question number 2 is we do like encourage using the Roberts rule in redirecting conversation if it becomes very heated and argumentative as well. And then during the meeting, we also ask if they reconvene after maybe a break if it's already getting really out of the balance. Number 3 is identify possible causes of conflicts. Of course, we have different personalities, we have different leadership styles, and also as well as communication. Some are very passive and some are very direct and kind of argumentative as well. Next is also cultural. Some, like what Josie was saying, she grew up here, and some most of us grew up back in the Philippines. So we kind of need to respect that as well. And also generational differences. And also breakdown of communication. There might be communication going on, but it's not effective as what it's supposed to be. Next is timing of conversation. It's always important because that communication might not come across at the right place and at the right time, at that very right moment. Next is recommend steps to resolve conflict. Of course, face-to-face conversation. So like if you're a president, of course, we were suggesting like be a mediator as well. So have them both talk, just like away, not during the meeting, just both of them. So they can kind of resolve, maybe they have already issues before that and it just got really heated during that discussion in the meeting. Involve the executive board if it doesn't get resolved during that time. And we try not to avoid punitive actions because we are a team and we're just trying to resolve the conflicts. Next is deal with issues openly and make it a room for improvement. It could be in a workshop, role playing, or in services and conflict resolution as well. And that last one is celebrate the milestone that we did, like pass through that conflict resolution and move forward after that.
I think you mentioned everything. From our group, from Northeast, Tampa, Georgia, Maryland, and Houston. So I'm Jonathan, I'm from Houston, Texas. On here we use the nursing model. We always use our care plan, and then for us we use SOAPing to attack our problem. And then of course, we have, from all the things that we scribble here, we have our major needs. So we come up with, one is the setting. Probably we are so claustrophobic in our daily setting, in probably in one of your offices or in the hospital. So we have to move our setting in a different, let's say in Tampa. So let's take our meeting in Tampa and then do some relaxation. Maybe we could open up all the channels and open up the group also. Second, of course, we need to identify the problem. And then we present the pros and cons, each of those problems that we identify. And then we need to make sure that we go back to our main goal. What's our main goal? Because everybody wants to improve our chapter. We wanted to do something really important and we wanted our chapter to shine. So let's refocus ourselves to that main goal. And then let's open up again for group discussion and then open forum. So that's the time for us to listen. So maybe Miguel needs to use his ears also during that time. And then we look into the outcome. What's the outcome of this one? So from that, we give you simple and then go. So setting, identify the problem, present your pros and cons, and then you have to go back to your goal, which is one goal, and then go, group discussion, and open forum and outcome. And that's from our team from Tampa, from Northeast, Georgia, Maryland, and Houston. Thank you.
We're from number 3 over here. A combination of PMAGM, Georgia, Southeast, Florida, and PMA Foundation. Okay, our group came up to basically the problem here is the breakdown of communication, which is basically the root cause analysis that we identified. Miguel should be able to speak up and let his feelings be known. Probably there is lack of understanding in the group. So he should have been more assertive to explain himself. So probably no one have understood what he wanted. So that started the tension. Second, there should have been a civil and professional discussion, and people react differently in times of conflict, and sometimes in times of conflict, you say something that you don't want to say. So it shows in your body language, in the choice of words that you say. So it should have been more like respect and professionalism. And the third one is there should have been professional decorum, and that's, as I've said, body language and the way you deal with the group. You should have good understanding, trust, respect, and good fellowship.
Hi, good afternoon everyone. We're from the traditionalists, the bridge boomers, and maybe get X and XY there? Y. Anyway, yeah, just like what we do in the hospital, we have to identify first, we use the idea cycle, meaning I first identify the cause of the problem, D, determine the solution, E, evaluate the recommendation, and then put it to action. Then you go again, identify again if it's not working. Okay, for this problem, identify the conflict, okay, or the cause of the problem. Poor communication, too many conflicting ideas, personality clashes, we're so all intelligent. Poor collaboration, poor direction, you set the objective. Also, when you're doing something, you set the direction. As a leader, you set the tone, the direction, and everything. Still, for a solution, the leader has to have leadership skill. Maybe we have to send first. Before you assume that responsibility, you have to be prepared. It's sort of like when you're hiring the right fit. You don't just put anybody there because it has the big responsibility and you expect the person to be accountable, so you should the person be better prepared socially, physically, mentally, financially, and intellectually. Okay, so some of the ideas they have is that the leader should be also the problem solver. We heard all of this morning. So this is like an application of what we heard this morning from Pam. So whatever Pam lectured are the answers to the problem, you know. And on top of that, if everybody's so intelligent, give big egos, so you allow them to talk and you put discipline. Okay, it's time for you to turn and no interruption, you know. And like if you're going to your meeting, you have to have time and give that and put the time for miscellaneous at the end, so that everybody has a time to talk because everybody wants to talk. And then you brainstorm and organize according to your priorities and the direction of your objectives. Thank you.
We are from group number 2, Ernie and
I'm Victoria. I'm from Tampa Bay. Number one resolution is Miguel must be effective in presenting the agenda. To be effective, he has to encourage effective listening. I feel sorry for Miguel. Puro babae, isang lalaki. So, to keep the women from talking too much, he has to encourage them to listen. Listen, Linda. Allow every member to speak out. However, it has to have a limit because otherwise the speaker will monopolize on the time. Miguel always have to refocus on their vision and mission. No sidetracking allowed. And if anyone wanted to talk, it has to be appropriate in their agenda. Page 2, please.
Page 1 lang tayo.
Number 2, what do we need to do to be effective? Again, the problem is there is ineffective listening. Before anybody can speak, they have already formed an opinion. And then also bringing their personal differences on the meeting, and also having their own personal interest and agenda. All right. Words must be rational and objective. So when you talk softly. Miguel must remind members to set aside personal differences and again refocus and redirect back to the agenda.
Hello, everyone. This is the beautiful. You know what's the problem with Miguel? He needs to attend this leadership. That's the problem with Miguel. Okay? So what might Miguel do to improve team communication? He needs to set limits and expectation. And that's what discussed today. So I hope whoever is Miguel needs to attend the leadership next year or this coming national. That's right. And what approach might Miguel take in response to the heated exchanges? He needs to smile. Positive approach. Okay? And identify the possible root cause and conflicts between team members. There was a breakdown of communication. And that was the problem. Okay? So recommended steps to resolve conflicts. Redirect the focus of the group. You set limits and expectation. Say positive things. Agree to disagree. And recognize and celebrate the success when the problem is solved. Thank you.
Southeast Florida, Central Florida, and Tampa. Northeast Florida, okay, 7. Okay, so we are the fabulous 7. We are the finale. But anyway, our team, we are helping Miguel improve his communication. So this is what we figured out. He needs to cool down.
the whole organization needs cooling down, we might have to miss 1 month the meeting for that month, one meeting, okay? Then we'll go for a Filipino potluck.
Lumpia.
With vinegar.
Pag hindi nakuha sa usapan, dalhin sa kainan.
I'm with you, lady.
But most importantly, we have to face the problem after we have identified the issues, okay? And then we have to create a strategy. Understand the issues, empower its member to give input, but we need to establish a code of conduct when we are holding the meeting. And no outburst. Ownership of responsibility and accountability for each member.
So who owns the problem? Miguel?
Miguel owns the problem. Because the leader should own the problem, right?
That's from Pam Window.
Maintain and
Finger
respect the
pointing.
dignity of all the members.
Just
And
learn
when
it
the
from the
problem
media.
is solved, we have to move on. We don't have to revisit the problem and, oh,
Blame the problem, sure.